I know I shouldn't be in love.
Hey. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What up? What up with the later streams now? Go back to streaming an hour earlier. Guys, please, guys. I really don't need you guys to micromanage me. This is already such a difficult thing. Streaming, probably the most difficult thing in the world to do. Outside of maybe I can be talked into like being a tank operator on the front lines of like an active war zone, but I'd have to understand the context with new technology. I don't know what are tank operators doing now with new technology. I don't know. So just it's just give me some slack, guys. How do you do it all? You're an inspiration. I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. I wish I did. I think the tank driver gets to wear those cool goggles and see outside and infrared or something. And see, that's kind of it. It's like I have to look at chat. So when you kind of look at it that way, I think you can make an argument that this is actually harder. It was a successful tank mission yesterday for the tank commander. That's true. It was. Probably not going to be too long of a show today. I do want to start to take a peek over at some draft stuff. We're not going to go too deep into it. Last night was crazy. A good amount of stuff to take away from some of those games. Like the Timberwolves, who, by the way, have now won the last 11 games that Julius Randle has played in. So they're on an 11-game winning streak when Julius Randle plays. Dominated the Nuggets in Denver. I think I saw a tweet that over the last 5 meetings between the Timberwolves and Nuggets, the Nuggets have outscored them by a combined total of like 100 points. Do we take away anything from that? Because the Wolves are starting to pick it up a little bit. They're peaking and getting healthy at the right time. Highest three-point percentage since the All-Star break. Dante DiVincenzo, 51%. Tyrese Halliburton, 52, by the way. Zach LaVine, 52. Don't take too much, but take a sample. I'm taking away that the Timberwolves look pretty damn good right now. Okay, strange noise that I didn't like. That's very true. Don't trust playoff Randall. You have a point there. And then the Knicks and Blazers, just casually, a random March night, Wednesday night, March 12th at midnight. The Knicks Trailblazers had one of the crazier games probably of the entire season. God, I saw the tweet. An absurd amount of, here's this tweet. And that you can't write this shit, department. Knicks, Blazers. You know what? Let me save this shit. Why am I saying the Why am I saying stuff that we should talk about on the show? It's time to lock back in. Yesterday was pretty embarrassing for us. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going back in. Okay. It cannot possibly get worse than yesterday. Is this good lock-in music? It is. Let's start with alive. Feeling alive today. Get some vowels out the way early. Okay. Right, that's a good start. Honestly, that's a good start. Lame. No. Latte. That's a terrible guess. Latte is one of the worst guesses you could ever make. 2 T's. I'm horrible at this fucking game. I don't like the strategy is kind of lost on me a little bit. Is that a word? Okay, I was about to say. Chain char. Oh! Chase. All right. Is this Chase? All right. We didn't embarrass ourselves today, guys. We did embarrass ourselves today. That would have been a terrible one. And you want to know what it is? You want to know one of the problems with this game? And this was a problem. This was a problem whenever I played when it first came out. I overthink the words so heavily. I overthink the words. I'm like, there's no way it's Chase, right? Like, that's too easy of a word. What's connections? Is this another opportunity for me to embarrass myself? Bias. What is it? Like, what? Oh, great. Oh, okay. I know what this is. Is this another thing that I'm probably overthinking too much? Turn, slant, angle. Turn, slant, angle. Is there another like kind of spin? Oh, you only get 4 mistakes. Shit. Turn, slant, angle have to be connected. Pussy Liquor with the 199. How you been, Goat? I'm at LA. You pulling up? Maybe later. Okay. 1 away. All right. It's not spin then, right? It can't be spin. Angle, turn, slants, wilt. That didn't count. It is spin. Spin, angle, turn, slant. All right, you guys are no help, man. Oh, wait, bias? Wait, it's bias, slant, angle, spin. Bias, slant, angle, spin. Okay. We have one guess. We can't fuck up once. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing. I haven't played this game enough to know like any of the. This is my first time playing it. Whistle, wave, hail. That's got to be. Those have to be whistle, wave, hail. Ways to get attention. Flag, like I'm flagging down somebody. I'm flagging you down. I'm whistling at you. I'm waving at you. I'm hailing a taxi. If I'm Elon Musk, I'm doing something else, and then I'm flagging you down. That to me feels good. Wait, where art thou? Art thou? Wilt art thou? All right, I'm kind of struggling to see where we're at here. Flop. We are going to talk about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander today, so that actually flop, wilt, river. River. Wait, river, flop, turn. Are those not card game things? Hole. Shakespearean words. Well, I knew I figured that was Shakespearean words, but I wasn't entirely sure. Hey. I figured there was a Shakespearean slant there, but I wasn't entirely sure. And that's hey, I got out the mud there. I had no incorrect guesses. There's a white powdery substance on my table. What could that actually possibly be from? Dude, NBA grade? No, we're done with the games. We're done with the games. Congratulations. Congrats on the train. Congrats on the trains. You guys deserve it. Good luck on your math test. Oh yeah, we're getting close to like final season, right? For my collegiate athletes in here. How many collegiate athletes do we got in here? We're almost everyone, right? Almost everyone who's in here who's in college is probably a collegiate athlete, right? That's just like the typical slightly biased, viewer, right? All right. I want to start at a weird place. I want you guys to sort of follow along, okay? Couple offers. Yeah. Baseball, I could have played, a couple smaller schools, UT, Dallas Baptist, a couple smaller schools, but, I could have played. Good morning, folks. It is Thursday, March 13th, 10:57 a.m. Central Standard Time. We got a lot to talk about. Last night was actually a pretty crazy night across the association. We're going to look at some draft stuff. Now, keep in mind, whenever I say this, I do not know a single thing about the draft. But what I do want to look at, I want to look at like the Ringers draft thing, only because I like when they do comparisons, right? So when they do comparisons, wait, do they have a draft guide? KOC's gone. Wait, is there a 2025 draft thing on the Ringer? Are they even doing one of those? I don't think they are. Wow. That's actually interesting. I'm sure KOC has his own on Yahoo, or is he on Yahoo? I don't know where he's at. All right, but we got a good amount to talk about. I want to start here because I think it's an important conversation in total. One of the more highly anticipated matchups of the entire week, the Oklahoma City Thunder head to Boston to take on the Celtics. Potential finals matchup. No Kristaps Porzingis in this game as KP's dealing with a viral illness that they say they have never seen before, and that potentially only let loose because the ice caps in the Arctic are melting and unleashing this new disease across the world. But yet Kristaps Porzingis there's no cure for it, but yet Kristaps Porzingis is still out and about, still roaming around the streets of Boston, spreading this disease that we don't know much of anything about across the United States of America as he travels with the team. So thank you, Kristaps, for that. Hopefully KP gets better, though, seriously. And no J-Dub for the Thunder. So this was a pretty impressive win for OKC, all things considered. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 34 points. Defensively, I mean, this Thunder team is just tremendous, right? The Celtics took 63 threes in this game. 63. Now, I'm sure people have already tweeted about this. That's got to be somewhat close to a record in a non-overtime game, right? Like that almost has to be close to a record of amount of threes taken in a game. That's honestly absurd. Third most ever. But the thing is you might look at that and think, well, the Celtics didn't shoot well. And that is true. They didn't shoot great. But the Thunder do such a good job at forcing difficult threes and closing out and late shot clock and the ball's swinging around and, you got to catch a pass. 3-point field goals. That's not what I want. 3-point field goal attempts. I saw a stat that was getting shared around of how Jaylen Brown, how good a defense Jaylen Brown, who fouled out in this game, by the way, 10 points, 5 of 15, and pretty much all of those shots were contested, heavily contested by the Thunder. Only the 17th time in NBA history that a team has attempted 60 or more threes, and it is this not updated? Yeah, it is it's the most in a game without overtime. Tied for the most in a game without overtime with the 2021 Houston Rockets, who did it in a loss against the Atlanta Hawks. So there you go. 63 is absolutely nuts. The first quarter was 22 of 24 shots from three for Boston. Insane to watch. Yeah, if you're an NBA hater, you got everything that you would want in this game. You got the Boston Celtics bombing threes at an ungodly pace. And you also got, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flopping around a little tiny bit. Or at least what people will say is flopping around a little tiny bit. I thought Shai was incredible in this game. 34 points. And yesterday we did a whole free, NBA MVP thing, right? We did a whole MVP thing. Oh my God. Wait, what is this video? There's another Patrick Dumont video. Is this recent? This is from an hour ago. Did Patrick Dumont talk again about the trade? Oh, man. All right. Well, he did. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, we'll have to look at that here in a second. But I have not ventured to NBA Reddit at all. It's been a very long time since I have sought out the expertise of the NBA subreddit. However, I did it today for some reason, and I noticed something. And I guess this has been going on. And yesterday, I kind of finished the MVP discussion by saying, I'll wait it out till the end of the month, right? These two are so close. It's so neck and neck, in my opinion, that it's with a month left of the season. Just have to wait and see how it plays out. And I did say at the end I would probably vote for Shea if I had to vote right now. I'm changing my stance. Okay? And I'm digging deep on this. And this is subject to change, as is anything I ever say. I'm planting my flag. Some of the most annoying people I've ever seen on Twitter are very anti-SGA. Some of the most annoying people I just saw on Reddit over the past 24 hours had some of the most annoying takes I've ever seen. And because of that, I'm planting my flag on SGA Hill, and I will be supporting him in his MVP case for the remainder of the season. I will be supporting him because I think he deserves it, one, and also two, because it will frustrate some of the most annoying people I've ever encountered. So there we go. That's why. This is what we're doing. Why do I say this? Because I noticed. I went on the NBA subreddit because I haven't been there in a long time. Like, what are they talking about over there? Right? Opened up Reddit. Don't go on Reddit very often. Opened it up, saw there. I was like, what are they talking about over there? Clicked on it. I couldn't believe the Shea posts that I saw. I really couldn't. First one from 3 hours ago. Shea manages to shake the defenders and finish a tough layup. No carrying violation. Guys, the amount of hate that they've got going on over here on this subreddit for Shea is insane. First and foremost, guys, if you're going to slow down every clip like this, everyone in the NBA carries, man. Everyone in the NBA carries. Okay? Hate to break the news. It's like, seeing how the sausage is made. Everybody carries. Ball, hand on the side of the ball. They're not going to call that. No carry there. Yeah, that's a carry. Guess what? Every hesitation move there is almost guaranteed to be a carry. It is downvoted. How do you see if it's downvoted? Oh, 0. Top 1% poster. I can't think of something I would rather have tied to my name less in the world than that. Hopefully this music's not copyright. This was a disgusting finish, though. Disgusting finish by Shea. There was another post I saw that I couldn't believe. It was this clip was going viral. I feel like as is the case with anything that SGA does now that they can get mad about on Twitter. SGA doesn't shoot that many free throws compared to elite scorers throughout history. In fact, compared to other scoring champs, he's about average. SGA misses from the elbow. So it's posts like these I noticed that's just like SGA misses from the elbow. Oh, what's there to say about this one? They're saying that he's flopping here. Now, I do want to point out and slow this down. Is he trying to sell a foul call? I do think ultimately, yes, but his feet do get tangled up. Now, I do want to say, is he in the process of foul baiting here? Yes, he is. He's in the process of grifting. He's trying to go up quick. He knows Peyton Pritchard's reaching, trying to get that contact on that pull-up, right? That is a blatant trip right there, guys. The feet literally get kicked out from under him. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out. Guys, I'm just throwing it out there. You slow it down, you could see it. But then this one was a... Where was the one of the Jaylen Brown foul? That one was going around, and I was like, that is... Everyone was mad about the foul that fouled Jaylen Brown out. Clear and obvious foul, by the way. Don't reach. Don't reach, man. Don't reach. They hate on Embiid for the same thing. We hate on Embiid for flying around the court and flopping around and flopping into people's knees and tearing their ACL. That's what we get angry at. The foul that, I don't know where it went, but the foul that SGA got fouled out on, or Jaylen Brown got fouled out on, was a clear and obvious foul. You might not like it, but it is. You reach, I teach. Oh, this was it. It was his fifth foul. We're slowing this down. Boom. Hand there. You got to get the hand out the way. I mean, that's a clear and obvious foul. Like, what are they, like, how do people think that's not, honest to God, how do people think that's not a foul? I'm being serious. I'm not trolling. If you have your arm reaching across a guy's chest and the guy goes up with it, that is a foul every time. Sorry to say it. I'm here to defend my guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Leads the league in scoring without free throws. That's every Luka drive, no foul. Well, this is a foul. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know about the Luka stuff. Put your point slightly. You're upset people are being petty and pointing out stuff that bothers them out. And the same standard was applied to all players who be watching a free throw shooting contest, bro. No, we wouldn't. People foul Shai because they have to foul Shai because he's that good. That's why the best scorers in the league go to the free throw line a lot because they're impossible to guard. So you have to. I got to put my hand out on his chest or he's going to get by me. I have to. And he's so quick. He goes up so fast. Boom, it's a foul. No, I'm pointing this out because I couldn't believe I went on the NBA subreddit and this is all they're talking about. Like, there was no, like, hey, wow, great win, SGA on the road. Like, you played great. Fantastic. It was all this annoying ass shit. And then I go on Twitter. It's all this annoying ass shit. It's so fucking annoying to me. It really is. I'm sorry. It's so annoying to me. The constant crying about refs and officiating. I don't know how people do it. I applaud anyone who spends their entire day crying about NBA officials. I really don't know how it's enjoyable. I don't know how it's fun. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, I guess. But I have no idea how that's fun and enjoyable time to spend. How that's a fun way to spend your time. Did you watch the Lakers-Nets game? You will never convince me the Lakers have a bad whistle ever. Why is that? Because they have an ungodly free throw disparity over the last, 4 years? I'm sorry. I can't cry tears for the Lakers because they feel like they had a poorly officiated game. I did watch. I watched the game. Were the Nets playing physically? Sure. Was there some missed calls? Sure. Paul at the $2. Are you annoyed by ref whining? I always get annoyed by officiating. If you guys have been following me forever, you know that's the case. How often do we talk about officiating on here? Even in games where it feels like, man, the Mavs got kind of fucked by officiating tonight. Connor, 15 months inside Delusional Club. Timp has debunked the Laker free throw disparity. Timp is a Lakers fan. I've always said people aren't smart when guarding Shai. He literally practices every way to shoot a mid-range shot for hours and hours and hours. He also knows how to unhack defense when they are guarding him. The thing about Shai is his deacceleration is so legendary. He rises up so fast for his mid-range jumper. If your hand is out, if you are reaching like that, He is going to draw a foul on you. I mean, look, if you want to say the Lakers, look, I'm not even saying the Lakers have gotten a good whistle or like the Lakers get an unfair whistle. That's not even what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, you really expect me to sit here and every fucking time I go on Twitter, Lakers fans are crying and crying and crying about officiating. It's like, you really want me to sit here and take that seriously at all? Like, how am I supposed to take that seriously? You've shot, like 400 more free throws than any other team. How am I supposed to take that seriously? He has Luka-style deceleration, but is much more athletic. Yeah, Luka's deceleration is fantastic as well. Shea uses it more to, like, in that mid-range pull-up. Luka's is getting downhill and then, that slow step, the Euro step. It's just, it's unguardable. That's why Luka's numbers around the rim still. It's the problem with Luka is he doesn't get to the rim. He doesn't get to the rim as much as he maybe has in years past, but he still finishes at the rim as good as a center, which is absolutely crazy. Sounds like you're being slightly biased because you don't like the Lakers' missed calls are missed calls. You're going to have games from time to time where it feels like officiating is one-sided. I mean, this is how officiating works in any sport. Is it excusable? No. Lakers fans cry too much for sure, but people act like the refs rig games for them, which is clearly not true. No, I'm not saying that. I don't think the refs rig games for anybody. But I really hate getting on Twitter and it's like, the refs are rigging games against the Lakers. It's like, why in the fuck would they do that? Why would, please explain. I just want to hear, if we're going the conspiracy route, I want to hear one logical explanation as to why the refs would rig a game for the Brooklyn Nets to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. Is there a reason? Anyways, so a really nice game from SGA. And then the Converse marketing after the game. This is sick. Now, would you be able to recognize this logo? Admittedly, I probably wouldn't have been able to recognize this logo. Because the NBA is literally sponsored by betting companies. I don't believe they did it, but that's a valid argument. Also, because the refs have been found doing this before. All right, I mean, that's something that I can maybe understand if you want to go the gambling route. It's because the league wants to push Luka as the face of the league, but they can't when he whines, so they made a game so bad that he stops. That's funny as hell. It's a pretty sick logo. I'm honestly, maybe I'm a dumbass. I'm trying to see. So am I supposed to see like SGA in there or something? So I see the two, obviously. Is there supposed to be like an S, a G? Falling for the SGA hype, SMH. But if you've been around the channel at all, you know the SGA hype here is not new. This is sick to do though. In Boston. Beating the Celtics on the road and then putting your logo on the Garden. Oh! So what are the chances in 2 to 3 years you're rooting for Shea more than Luka? Pretty low, I would say. Read the first comment. This logo is awful. Can't wait to see those comments when Wemby wins MVP, knowing you have been glazing him since day one. I mean, glazing Wemby is not corny. Need to humble himself. It's a regular season game. Playoffs is a whole different beast. Bookmark this. They don't make the finals. Context, the Converse headquarters is a few hundred feet away from the Garden. Oh, that's actually pretty important context right there. It's his jersey number and initials. I don't see the initials. Logo features a mirror too to represent both his number and his presence on and off the court. What? I think the logo is not bad. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the logo is not bad. But I was trying to see if there was like an SGA thing mixed in that I was missing out on. Cade has the GOAT logo. It's not bad, but I wouldn't know it's SGA. Yeah, I think that's kind of the problem. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah. Cade's logo is sick. That's dope. He's so fucking cool. Cade's so cool. Is that CC? Yeah. CC and a star. Huh? How dope is that? .9 out of 10 for Cade logo. Best athlete logo in years. That actually, what are some of the best athlete logos? I think Luka's logo is really good. Maybe it's just because I'm a Luka fan and, you know, I know it's Luka. So you think Luka is physically cooked? I would be surprised if he reaches a point this year. But, for the rest of his career, no. No. Okay, it's actually great, and the shoes look nice for the classic red-black scheme. Yeah, these are GTs, right? GTs look pretty good. So Shay's out here balling in Chuck Taylors. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see. Have we still not seen another colorway for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in those shoes? I'm interested to see what another colorway looks like. The issue is that Luka got no calls on about 7 legit fouls, which screws his stat line, which leads people to say what's wrong with Luka, which feeds the long-standing narratives, et cetera, et cetera. Luka, I get what you're saying. And yes, Luka had several possessions in that game where he was foul baiting and did not get a foul call. But that's part of the stuff that I think in time Luka will not have in his game, where he gets so frustrated with officials that he goes out of his way to try and get foul calls when he knows they're not giving them to him. Certain games are officiated differently every game. That's the most frustrating part about officiating, right? Is from a game-to-game basis, you do not know how a game is going to be officiated. You go into a game and it's, are we calling, every hand check on the perimeter? Are we calling ticky-tack fouls? Or are we letting some things go tonight? You don't really know game to game. That's where the big frustrating stuff is. KD logo looks like a butt about to poop in a toilet. I'm looking at it right now. And honestly, Thing is, Luka thrives in physical games. It's where he can play defense. Yeah, this was kind of the stuff last year during the playoffs, and I would mention this where I would say, guys, I know it's frustrating when you don't get foul calls on the offensive end, but the game being you're letting them play a little bit and the game being physical bodes well for Dallas. You want it. If you're a good especially if you're a good defensive team, you want the game to be physical. You want the game to be physical. You want to be able to use your size. You want to be able to use your physicality to your advantage. So, will the Thunder eventually run into contract / team being too pricey? Yeah, I mean, obviously Shea's got the Uber max. You're going to have to max J-Dub and Chet. But you've already... So you got Wiggins on an incredibly friendly deal. I think you've got Joe on an incredibly friendly deal. You've got Caruso on a pretty friendly deal. Hartenstein's at $30 million, but 2 years left after this. So I think the last year of that deal is when it'll sort of mix with Shea, J-Dub, and Chet all making max contracts. All the young guys will get paid next year. Yeah, J-Dub and Chet were in the same draft. So those guys are getting paid this summer. I'm assuming they'll sign an extension this summer. Case and Wallace. You got to think about him. He's not this summer extension, but the summer after would be his extension. So this is also kind of a part why we talk about them consolidating their assets. And I'm assuming what they'll probably try to do instead of packaging all of their picks in an effort to go get like a star level player, which is what we kind of thought they would do at some point. Instead of that, it feels a little bit more likely to me that they'll do the... Who was it? Who was it that traded? Was it the Jazz, right? Like what the Jazz did with the Suns this trade deadline, where they took the Suns' 2031 pick, which could be very valuable, and gave them 3 shitty picks. They could do that. That way they get better chances at higher draft picks and guys who can come in and sort of maybe replace guys if they have to let them go because their contracts or their financially they can't afford it all. Like Caruso, they just extended him. 18 million, 19 million, 20 million, 22 million. It feels about market value. You know, it feels just like a regular contract. Hartenstein, obviously, they probably had to overpay a tiny bit to get him. 30 million this year, 28, then a 28 team option. Which, if you just look at their contracts, they're probably not picking that up, if I had to guess, just because the year that contract, that option would kick in is the year that the extensions for Chet and J-Dub would kick in. Always have to overpay to get a guy to move teams. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, we'll stream the draft. But the Wiggins and the Joe deal, I mean, there are some good first-round picks in the Thunder war chest picks. Like in 2028, we have the Mavs unprotected first-round pick, which could be pretty nice. No, that's true. But I'm saying, how many picks do they have in this year's draft? Don't they have like 3 or 4? There's some drafts where they have a ton, and it's just like, it's probably in their best interest to consolidate some of those. But I mean, the Wiggins contract is crazy. $10 million this year, $9 million year after, $8 million, $7 million, $7 million. I mean, that's an absurdly good contract. That's one of the best value contracts in the league. Honest to God. That's one of the best like non-rookie contracts in the league right there. Insanely good. Fun game last night in Boston, man. Could be a finals matchup. I was saying this. We were watching this on the playback stream a little bit. And you could kind of feel it. Like there's the matchup has some juice to it. You know, there's something to this matchup. That I think it would be a great final series. Knicks game was wild too. All right. Let me show you guys this fucking tweet I saw. That game was batshit insane. That game was batshit insane. Lakers Celtics still better? Oh, dude. I mean, Lakers Celtics would be crazy. Lakers Celtics would be a crazy ass series. In the you can't write this shit department, Knicks Blazers featured 42 lead changes, which is second most since the NBA began tracking play-by-play data in 1996. The game with the most, Nets versus Hawks in 23, which had 43 changes and ended on a game winner by Mikal Bridges. Isn't that crazy? That's actually nuts to me. This was one of the crazier games of the season. One, the Blazers, man, I do think there's a world, and there might not be enough time left. Last night would have been really big if they were to pull that one out. I do think there's a world where they could string together wins and find themselves in the play-in tournament. I don't know if there's enough time left. Like, the Suns are poop out of a butt, and the Mavs are terrible now, too. Is that hope or belief? I think it's mostly hope. But they play hard. They play competitive. They're a feisty-ass defensive team. Scoot had 30 last night and looked great. Scoot was putting so much pressure on the rim. That's like the vision of Scoot that made him the draft prospect he was. And Deni Avdija. Deni Avdija has been so absurdly good this year. Thunder versus Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Who would you take? I was thinking about this today. If the Nuggets play the Timberwolves in round one, do I just look at that and say, the Nuggets can't beat this fucking team? They get their ass kicked by them. I don't know, man. The Deni trade was fantastic for Portland. I love that they made that move. I really do. Like, you would assume that would be a win now team, right? Going out and getting a guy like Deni Avdija. But I love that a younger team in Portland said, fuck it, we'll go get him. His contract is insane, too. $15 million, $14 million, $13 million, $11 million. Kamara's been fantastic, yeah. So did you react to the Mavs owner talking about the Luka trade? No, not yet. We'll look at that, I guess. Hey, also, if the Blazers get some lottery luck this year, they could be turbocharged. Their little rebuild here could be turbocharged quickly. They kind of strike me as one of those teams where it's just, you look up one year and it's like, oh my God, do you guys know the Blazers are 6 games over 500? Who wins out of a Lakers-Warriors matchup? I want to see that badly. I want to see that so badly. I kind of feel like the Warriors, if I'm being honest with you. But I would love to see that matchup. Like the Pistons. The only difference there is I don't think they have a Cade. They don't have a Cade on their team. No, not yet. Yeah, but they don't have a guy who's like, you can just see it in his game that there's a breakout waiting, like a major breakout. Warriors have depth across the board. Lakers are too top heavy and no big. Can the Lakers play small ball against the Warriors? Yeah, the Lakers, I don't know if the Lakers' lack of size, like in the front court, would be exposed that badly against the Warriors, but the Warriors, the way that they play, I've seen, I'm just going to say it, it would have to require a very locked-in Luka defensively, because I have seen That Warriors team, that Warriors system, you know, it's tough to guard. You got to be locked in. And the Lakers defense has been great. Blazers been bad since 2021, not exactly lightning quick. No, I know, but when did they trade Dame? Like their rebuild, like their kind of tear it down rebuild, if you will, didn't start until what, 2023? Was that when the Dame trade happened? Definitely probably too late. Like they probably a few years too late there, but I mean, what are you going to do? I think the Warriors beat the Thunder. The Warriors are legitimately great. I would love a Warriors-Lakers series. Inject that into my veins, man. Do you really think Jimmy Butler gave the Warriors a chance to win it again? They look good. Whenever you say win it all, it's like, do I think those teams would beat the Celtics? Probably not, no. Do I think they could get the right matchups in the West and maybe come out of it? Maybe. Oh my God, Cooper Flag just got rejected big time. This bald guy on Wake Forest or Georgia Tech's not fucking around. I didn't see the Warriors winning in 2022. I think they're pretty fortunate that the Mavericks took care of the Suns. The Mavericks just had no chance. Like the Mavericks, the Warriors were a nightmare for the Mavericks that year. Kevon Looney turned into prime Bill Russell. The Mavs had no one to chase around Steph, and I just think the Mavs' legs were gone. You know, Brunson wasn't the Brunson earlier in the playoffs. The Mavs' whole defensive scheme of everyone's just going to sprint around, power of friendship, 150% locked in levels at any given moment. They were just gassed by the end of it. The Mavs are going to progressively get worse. Hopefully the Mavs will trade Lively to the Lakers for a third-round pick, reunite with Luka Magic. Yeah, the Lakers deserve it, man. They've done a lot of great things in the last 20 years. I think the Mavs make the finals next season. Did they? All right. Generational hater. I was thinking about this. Didn't March Madness used to start now? Right? March Madness used to start earlier. Yeah, Reggie Bullock and Dorian playing 45 minutes. They were just done. Like that literally ended Reggie Bullock's career. Like that was it. They put the gas tank on E by the end of that Western Conference Finals run. I miss Luka too, but let's not lie. A fully healthy Mavs roster is top 3 in the league. The problem with what you're saying is Kyrie's not going to be back next year until probably the All-Star break. And what we know, historically speaking, guys, especially small guards coming off of ACL injuries, take even longer to like get back to where they were from just a production standpoint. And then Kyrie's also going to be 34 years old next year. 33, 34 years old. So I'm not as bullish as you. Now, I don't know. You know, I think they'll be aggressive in the offseason. I don't know what that looks like. Does that look like KD? Maybe. Does that look like a Kobe White? Maybe. ACL surgeries have come a long way. No, that's true. He could be back by Christmas, right? But again, I'm looking at some of the other guards who have had ACL injuries and stuff, and it just takes a little bit. I think the consensus is it's a year worth of recovery usually, but then it's probably like another year to fully get back to your kind of peak level, if that makes sense. Damn, Duke's getting shit on right now, guys. What's up with that? What's going on? LeBron and Luka would big boy OKC in a playoff setting? I would love to see Lakers Thunder matchup. Uh-oh. Who's this? Who's number 6 on Duke? Looks like he just dislocated his shoulder. Malik Brown. Is he good? Is that a huge blow to their team? He needs to recover more, especially because ACL is crucial with shifty mobile guards with great handle. Yeah. Who do you have winning it all this year? You just want your favorite player, SGA, to beat Luka? I think the Lakers, I would pick the Thunder in that series for sure, but the Lakers could make a competitive series, I think. Best basketball college? Texas Tech, baby. I mean, if I had to pick a team right now, I'd pick the Celtics. But I'm not like uber confident in it. I'm not uber confident in it. Lakers aren't deep enough. Hayes is their only center. No, I agree with you. But I just think the Luka LeBron with Austin Reeves as your third guy, I mean, that's fucking nightmarish in a playoff series for any team. Like, you kind of know what you're going to get from Luka and LeBron. And then it's like, if Austin Reeves gets hot from 3, or, oh my God, Vanderbilt's shooting 40% from the corner in this postseason. Like, one of those things happens. Yeah, I did see the underground of Texas Tech exploded. So didn't Celtics feel more dominant last season? Yeah, they definitely did, but they've kind of dealt with injuries this season. KP obviously, well, I mean KP dealing with injuries last year too, and then Horford, who's been phenomenal lately. Earlier in the season, looked a little bit of a step slow. Drew's kind of been dealing with stuff on and off all season. I still don't know if I'd bet against him in the playoffs though. Thought they crazy. AD basically canceled Jokic in 2 playoff series. Yet Luka is supposed to be worth 3 of him. 3 of him? What? So which center is LA getting for under market value this offseason? Miles Turner, right? I mean, is the prophecy completed? Is the prophecy fulfilled this offseason? Nick Claxton, maybe? AD comes back. This is the thing about the NBA offseason that's always great is there always ends up being people or NBA transaction periods. Case in point, Luka Doncic. There's always people who end up becoming available that you never expected would be available. So we'll see. Drew's decline still be incredibly valuable on any contending teams in the playoffs. Oh, no, for sure. It's just Drew being at the level he was at last year was part of what made them unbeatable, really. The Celtics last year were unbeatable. There was no team in the league last year that was competing. Realistically, I know people were like, well, if Denver made it or Minnesota made it. Like, no. Let's get serious for a second. This year, there's some cracks, and I think the Cavs are stronger. The Thunder are stronger. The Knicks are stronger. We'll see if they can get over the hump and beat a good team. The Nuggets are I think the Nuggets have Jokic, who's playing the best basketball of his life. Mavs are strong. Yes, Kyrie's returning. Kyrie is returning. I think an underrated aspect when people talk about the Kyrie stuff, and it's like, he might not come back. An underrated aspect, you guys have to remember, Kyrie is the first Nico guy. That was the first guy. It wasn't the first big move that they made. Kyrie was the first Nico. I'm going out and I'm taking a shot at this guy. They're not letting him walk, man. And Kyrie's not turning down the money coming off an ACL injury. With the if they do go a max, is that smart? Probably not. Is Kyrie a Nico guy? I think so. Kyrie's got that Shaq work ethic. That's right. Yeah, of course I'm afraid of the injury affecting Kyrie. Of course. An ACL injury for a small guard, like, of course I'm worried about that. Big time. Mark Cuban was the one that suggested it to Nico. Nico got the credit because he had the position. Says who? Did Cuban say that? I mean, Nico is a Kyrie guy. Kyrie's a Nico guy. They were at Nike together. Thought some people named Chad. What's Chad short for? Chadford? Chadford and Sons? Chadwick? Chadichill? Ooh, I like Chadichill. Chadbert? Okay. All right, let's Patrick Dumont. Where can I watch this? What even is this? Well, one, what even is this? Two, oh brother. It's just the same info, but it's going to cause a meltdown. Oh, brother. You know, I thought Isaac made such a good point on our Locked On last night that I hate seeing these comments on Locked On episodes, but, you know, when people in chat, it's like, stop talking about the Luka trade. It's like, Doug. Cooper Flag just had a crazy-ass block. We're Locked On Mavericks. It's in the name. The name's only 3 words long, guys. The third word's Mavericks. This is the biggest trade, maybe in the history of the fucking league. And the Mavericks were a part of it. It's going to be talked about quite a bit, right? But Isaac made a great point that, like, nobody in the organization's really talked all that much about it, all things considered. Like, they've leaked stuff out, but there haven't been too many, like, sit-down interviews or press conferences. And you're going to get that. Like, Nico's going to have to do the exit interview, like an exit press conference at the end of the season. Nico's going to have to do a press conference at the draft. Nico's going to have to do press conferences in the offseason when they sign guys or trade for guys. It's going to come up then. And there's going to be, you know, there's going to be moments. No, you're here, Jorge. There's going to be moments that where you talk about it more. And this is another one of those. Patrick Dumont. You see a video of Ian saying he watches hella Luka film? Yeah, and that's actually incredibly smart for him. Oh, no. Cooper Flack went down hard and is grabbing his leg. Hold on a second, guys. Oh. He's limping bad. Oh, he's being helped to the bench. Hold on a second, guys. All right. That's not good. He'd probably still go first in the draft. Oh. Oh, he's limping bad. Wait, what happened? Show us the vid. It's literally happening live right now. We're hoping a rolled ankle. They're not showing a replay. Twisted ankle? I'm seeing him on the sideline. He has his head in a towel. Can we get a replay of this, please, ESPN? They got a teammate who's got his arm around him. Can we get a fucking a replay? He really doesn't want to go to the Wizards. Dude, Cooper Flag getting hurt a week before March Madness starts would be horrible. Horrible. Okay, it doesn't look like it might be a devastating injury. Here's a replay. Wait, no. They have a half of the TV, half of the screen is showing Cooper Flag on the bench. We've yet to see a replay, mind you. So we've yet to see a replay, but we have Cooper Flag taking up half of the screen on the bench, getting worked on by trainers. This is insight into how ESPN operates, folks. He's grimacing. Yeah, he looks like he's legitimately injured. All right, let's try to lock back in right here. Sorry, guys. It looks like he's gonna head back to the locker room. Actually, looks like he's one-legged hobbling back to the locker room currently, being helped by teammates now. Welcome to the Mavs. He perfectly fits. We now have half the screen showing Cooper Flag skipping to the locker room. Meanwhile, Duke's going on a run. Again, half the screen is now Cooper Flag going to the locker room. We've yet to see a replay. He's not putting a single ounce of weight on his left foot. Here's the replay, finally. Oh, that's a bad twist. All right, he twisted his ankle pretty bad. He twisted his ankle pretty bad. No, there's no way that's an Achilles tear. And I'm not a doctor, but I can say my medical expertise, that's not an Achilles tear. That's a bad ankle turn. It's a really bad ankle turn. That thing is like completely and totally 90 degrees to the ground. Hopefully he just rolled his ankle. Yeah. If you've ever rolled your ankle before, you know, you don't really know right away. You just know you fucked your ankle up and you think worst case scenario. So hopefully, I don't know though. The fact that he's not putting any weight on it's a little scary. Could be a fracture. True. Anything's possible. All right. Sorry guys for that detour. For listening to us on Spotify, I'm sure that was riveting. Yeah, Suter has already got one up. You know, Suter is good, but man, he told us that he wasn't too worried about an Achilles or ACL tear for Kyrie. You never know. All right. What is Patrick Dumont saying now? 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Oh, man. Is this going to... I actually don't know if I know what he sounds like. Have I heard him talk?
Part of leadership.
What's going through your mind? How did you frame a decision of such magnitude like this?
So tough decisions are never easy. And part of leadership is looking at risk and looking at all the factors of a decision and being willing to act at that time and look to the long term and not only think about the short term or how it may be received immediately, but to think about the long-term benefits and what it may allow you to achieve if given all the right considerations. And I think for us, going into the trade deadline last year, we were not competitive. If you recall, we were not a playoff-bound team. And we were able to do some things to reconstruct the roster and enable the team to become very competitive. And after the trade deadline last year, we actually had the best record in basketball, which was a big accomplishment. And we got to the championship games, and we didn't win. It was a big accomplishment. And we got to the championship games, and we didn't.
Championship games? We got a dumbass in charge, guys. We kind of thought that we did, but it's been confirmed. We have a dumbass in charge, guys. Championship games. We knew when he said Shaq was a hard worker that we were talking about somebody who probably did not know much of anything at all about basketball or the NBA. Championship games. Guys, it's if you didn't think it was over, this has cemented it. It's over. It's over. He said championship games, guys. It sounds like me talking about hockey. He owns the team. He's justifying trading Luka Doncic, and he said championship games.
And win. And so we had to decide, how do we get better? What can we do to improve our team? And so we looked at our trajectory during the season and realized that we did not get better. But the teams that we competed against, some of which we beat, did get better. And ultimately, when you look at the Eastern Conference, after we were to get through the Western Conference, if we're so fortunate, you would have to beat some very formidable teams, including one that we lost to, which actually got better. So this was a decision about the future. If you look at our roster today and who we have, we feel like we position ourselves to be incredibly competitive against the best teams in the NBA. And if you're a fan of basketball, I'll just throw that out there, you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and either Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively as your starting five. That's going to put fear into a lot of teams in the league if we can get going.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Right? And so the objective was, how do we create a roster for the future that allows us to be the most competitive team? I've said it all along. I don't know if you heard what I said when we actually bought the team from Mark, but we want to win championships. We want to be a winning franchise for the city of Dallas, and we want to be one of character, one of community involvement, and one where we sort of carry on the legacy of the Dallas Mavericks in the right way.
What the fuck is the background noise? It's like they're at like a dinner or something. I don't know. That really was a nothing ass answer. Calling the finals of championship games. Luka eating. That was my chat that said that, guys. The sound in the background of that video was not Luka Doncic eating. They're at a dinner. Luka's in LA. I think he's in New York right now. I mean, I don't know. That's a nothing answer to me, bro. That really is. I don't understand any of the logic at all behind it. I'm telling you guys. It's just, we don't understand. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand. There's so much more to this, man. I don't get it. I really don't. The fact the Mavs had Lively, PJ, and Luka to play together for the long run past Kyrie and Klay years is what makes it so much worse. If you turn to an OKC fanboy, I completely understand. Thank you. This Dumont's helping me out because I'm just laying the breadcrumbs. So whatever, inevitably in a month from now, if I come to you guys and say, all right, guys, the team I'm picking is the Oklahoma City Thunder. You guys are like, yeah, well, you know, yay, man. Just do what's best for you. Is there more to it? Seems like they're just fucking idiots. When I say more to it, what I'm saying is I'm thinking their frustration with Luka, and I want to phrase this correctly. Their frustration with Luka probably ran way deeper than they're letting on. Now, whether that frustration was justified or not is a completely different story. I'm just saying. Their frustrations with Luka ran probably deeper, so much so that they probably expected, and I think what it was, they expected the fans to be like, oh, I understand. Like, they basically came out there like, guys, you don't understand. We were so pissed off because of X, Y, and Z. And they thought the fans would just be like, oh, okay. All right. I understand it. I completely get it. Only thing that proves is Nico made the decision and Dumont was only okay if you think it'll help us win those championship games. Yeah, Dumont just wanted to go back to the championship games. And Nico, which, yes, Nico's running the franchise through and through. Nico's running the... They just didn't want to pay him all that money. That's it. It's not that deep. I don't think it's a cheap thing. They didn't want to pay him all that money. You are correct on that front. But I don't think it was because we're cheap and we don't want to pay it. It's because they didn't think he was worth it. You know, then why pay Kyrie $315 million? Because I think they think he's worth it. That's it. Brady might be right about the frustrations, but why answer like a dumbass? I mean, outside of saying championship games, this wasn't like a dumbass answer. It was just a nothing burger. Have they even agreed to $315 million? No. Is Kyrie even eligible for that much money? Shams did say before the ACL injury, after Kyrie tore his ACL, that he was well on his way for a max extension. They didn't like Luka, plain and simple. That's really it. That's what I said day one. I was like, I don't know, guys. They must have hated his ass. They must have hated him. Lil Ness with the 199. Just woke up. Any good PR news for the Mavs today? Yeah, we're swimming in it. But Kyrie's worth it now? Ridiculous? Well, after the ACL injury, I'm not sure if that's the same. But beforehand, yeah. He made a handful of stupid statements. Dallas worse this year. Boston better this year. Yeah, I don't know the Boston better thing, but he is right. He was right on the fact that we literally just talked about this. Was right in the fact that the rest of the league did get much stronger. The rest of the league did get much stronger. But the Mavs also got stronger. And yeah, the record, Cooper Flag is in a wheelchair. Sorry that you were a genius in focusing Cuban. He's totally getting a pass. There's no way the owner who traded for Luka allows him to get traded as part owner unless he was in on it. Yeah, Cuban's not. I do not think Cuban is an innocent party in all of this. I really don't. He did not have a boot on, no. We have to sign Kyrie to save face and salvage our reputation with agent players. We're kind of on a bind. Yeah. You might not. It might not be a max anymore, but they're going to bring back Kyrie, guys. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I'm not. Yeah, that's true. Wheelchair is not the biggest deal. Just doesn't look good, especially a week away from the tournament starting. Like, yeah, I guess Cooper Flag did sprain his ankle in that one game, and because of that, he's dropping all the way down to 13th. Did Lucas show up to games drunk or something? It must have been really bad for them to make the decision. I don't know, man. Mavs trade Kyrie for nothing. Are we riding? They're not going to trade Kyrie for nothing, man. Kyrie and AD feel so safe to me. And you know what? PJ kind of feels very safe to me. I've kind of walked back my KD stance, where I thought for sure the Mavs would go in at KD. I thought about it a little bit more. I think they're going to try. And probably a week ago, I would have said, I bet KD is a Maverick next year. Not sure anymore. Who would we have to get for Kobe White? I don't know. I don't know what Kobe White's value would be. Katie is a diva. I have a name in my mind that scares me. I just have to be honest with you. No. Yeah, Zach LaVine. He's making like 10 less million, so I think there's a way you could get there. I'm just so, like, it feels like... Am I misremembering? Or were there not reports that the Mavs, like, wanted Zach LaVine and that Nico liked him? Am I misremembering that? Like, why do I have that in my memory? If we got Trey for Kyrie, would you be mad? That would be such a fucking... Why would the Hawks do that? Like, am I misremembering those reports that the Mavericks were super in on LaVine? I don't think it was ever said that Nico liked LaVine. Wasn't it that the Mavericks liked him or something like that? I'm trying to remember when that was, though. Zach LaVine could be traded to the Dallas Mavericks. The Chicago Bulls have been... This is from 2022. LaVine can't defend, so that's throwing out the defense wins championships from Nico. It was before the Kyrie trade. It was before the Kyrie trade. Tim McMahon 3 months ago. 2 years ago, the Mavericks tried to trade for him before they got Kyrie, and the Bulls weren't interested. Oh, well, there you go. A LaVine Mandela effect. Well, no, I see I was right. Zach LaVine. Your opinion on Mavs for AD? Embiid, Mavs for AD. I'm if they trade for Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis for Joel Embiid, that will be it. I will not root for their team anymore. That will be it. I will not do it. LaVine or Ja? I mean, I'd much rather have Ja. They'll do something. You know they're going to do something in the offseason. The question is what? The question is what? Ja's not out of the question. Nike guy. Odds on Jaylen Brown. The Celtics look to make a change. Jaylen Brown to me is like a Rockets. The Rockets, the Nets. We're getting both Thompson twins to have a trio of Thompsons. What did we do in Slightly GM? We got a SAR, right? We got a SAR because in 2K, the simulation we did, he turned into a fucking monster, and we pretty much had to get him. Nico fumbled on Curry. Are we seriously believing in him? Unfortunately, he's the GM of the team. Yeah, we had the Wagner bros. And then we had the Wagner triplets because we had some random auto-generated guy with the last name Wagner, and we just pretended he was a... We just pretended he was part of the family. Podcast Beyond the Mavs would make you mad, too. That would be a disaster. I mean... Outside of saying championship games, which we'll just say that maybe he misspoke. Outside of saying championship games, this was really kind of a nothing burger for me. How we go from looking for small names to now big name players, because that's what this team does now. That's what this team does. It's who they are. It's their identity now. Devin Booker, Nike guy. KD, Nike guy. John Morant, Nike guy. Giannis, Nike guy. Am I missing anyone? Wimby, Nike guy. LeBron, that's right, LeBron. Have a feeling Gafford goes to the Lakers. No, Gafford to me still feels like a guy who's getting traded. I thought that for sure he was going to get traded even before the AD trade. But beyond being like a guy, Gafford is expiring next year. So though, just the way that they operate. They almost can't do another trade to the Lakers directly, surely, right? I mean, wouldn't have to be for Reeves. Isn't Luka technically a Nike guy? Jordan's in the Nike family. Isn't Converse in the Nike family too? Is the Edwards trade happen? How would the Mavs look? If it was Luka for Anthony Edwards, it'd be pretty interesting. Mellow ball. He's a Puma guy, and his shoes are ugly. No chance. You got to understand, Nico's a sneakerhead. He appreciates this stuff. The Nike Kyries are like iconic hoop shoes. The LaMelos are the dog shit, right? Nico's not going to do that. And I don't think it's a coincidence, actually. Think about this, guys. I don't think it's a coincidence that as we saw the quality of the Luka shoe go down, he gets traded. The Luka threes were the worst iteration of the Lukas. He gets traded shortly after that. I'm just connecting some of the dots, right? Could we trade for Sabrina Ionesco? Then, yeah, that's on the table. That's on the table, for sure. Apparently, the KT10s for Anta are fantastic. So Clay drops probably the best version of his signature shoe, and he ends up on the Mavericks right after. Something to think about. Something to consider, man. Shea Mavs confirmed. Something to think about. Right? And also, Anthony Edwards dropped one of the better signature shoes we've seen in quite some time with the AE1s. Then it's reported that the Mavericks are interested in him. Giannis has seen sort of a resurgence with his shoe line. The Mavericks are interested in trading for him. LeBron saw a resurgence with his shoes. It was kind of getting a little dicey there. Then the 20s dropped, and they were really good, and people liked them. Then there were some reports that the Mavericks could be interested in LeBron. A few years ago, there was reports about that. Something to think about. I'm just connecting some dots, guys. Somebody's got to do it. New conspiracy theory just dropped. D-Book 6-man. That's true. The book ones are awesome. Ja Morant. We're talking about potential Ja Morant trades. The Ja 2s are widely considered to be great shoes. So do you think my Lakers win tonight? Who are they playing? The Bucks, right? Oh, without a center, probably going to be a little difficult. I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks, yeah. That's a good game, though. I'm excited to watch that one. The Thunder play the Pistons on Saturday night. That'll be a fun one. It's always fun watching the Thunder play. So we'll have to see what they've got going on. Oh my God. Today's Thursday, huh? I have a Bleacher Report stream today at 5, by the way, guys. Paul with the $5. We need the Charlie Day conspiracy board meme with Sally Buy's heads on it. South Oklahoma getting to you now. I hate when people call Dallas South Oklahoma, man. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they're like 3 or 4 hours away. So, do you think the Mavs are still tanking or going for it? The Mavs aren't like tanking intentionally. We'll see. I think give it 2 weeks. Maybe even a week. After last season, I can't root for the Thunder at all as a former Mavs fan. Lou Dort, the Thunder fans piss me off so much. I think part of the reason why maybe I don't care is because I did go to a game in OKC and they were, I've already said this, but they were very, 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 very cool to me. So maybe that's what it is. What's up, Sally? What'd you eat today? I haven't ate anything yet. No, we won that game. It was game 5. First bad sign for Luka fans when the team started calling Kyrie team leader early on. Yeah, Luka was on one in that game, man. Luka threw Luka threw that 3/4 court lob to Lively. That was crazy, man. You can tell by Luka doesn't care for all that team leader stuff. Yeah. Kyrie's also been in the league a lot longer. Like, I think he's sort of a more respected, like, leader voice in that regard. Best Luka game you've seen live? Off the top of my head, I mean, that game 5 against OKC is up there. On the road, took control of the game the moment it started. Kyrie doesn't care about it either. No, I think Kyrie does care about. I think Kyrie just kind of, sort of recognizes the need for like a vocal locker room captain guy. Can you see the Mavs winning next year? Winning the championship? They'd have to do some crazy ass shit in the offseason. They'd have to do something crazy in the offseason. Did you ever sign up for the webcam audience thing during COVID season? No, but I would definitely have done it this year, or if it happened now. That shit was so funny because it was so delayed. There'd be a huge shot, you would just see the people in the background. And it would just be like a hilarious assortment of characters. It would just be like random person, Lil Wayne, random person, Dr. Disrespect, random person, Mina Kimes. Just like huge shot just happened. I think it was Luka's team and Kyrie would be the shadow leader. When it's good, Luka takes on the shine. When it's bad, Kyrie will carry and get shine. No, it was pretty much well known that Kyrie's sort of the locker room leader. Which again, I don't think is that weird. Luka the leader on the court. When you're the best player, you're the leader of the team. You're the de facto leader of the team. So if we replace my first name with Alex, could the Rangers win this year? Alex Rodriguez? One of the first, or at least of this century, one of the first major Dallas sports. What the fuck just happened? Things. We just got A-Rod? What? What contract did we just give him? God, man. The Dallas sports has been hilarious. Gave A-Rod a contract. They realized 3 years in, they're like, wait a second, we can't afford this shit. Who'd they get in the A-Rod trade? Soriano? Anyone else? Soriano was a dog. And then it was the Mark Teixeira trade, right? Mark Teixeira was Elvis Andrews. Who else did they get in that trade? I want to say they got Jared Saltalamaki in that trade. But I could be wrong. Oh, yeah. I forgot that we were going to do draft stuff today. Well, the Dumont thing kind of took us on a detour. Oh, they got Joe in that trade? Yeah, Joe's a dog, man. So didn't Luka tell Kyrie he's the leader of the team and he wanted to learn that from him? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember all this stuff off the top of my head that well. You got clickbaited. We don't have time to do draft stuff. You've been clickbaited. You've been clickbaited. What's the difference this year? We got Kai. Will always be fire. Not the first disappointment this season, at least. No, that's true. Cooper Flagg heard. That was our draft talk. Was me live commentating Cooper Flagg going off in a wheelchair. Do a one draft simulation and it won't be clickbait. NBA mock draft. I just like seeing the comparisons of players. You know, even if they're stupid, even if it's white guy gets compared to another white guy that's actually nothing like the white guy that he got compared to. All right, here we go. Here's one from oh wait, we already read this, I think. This is the Bleacher Report one. Oh, yeah, we already did this. We did this on a playback stream, right? Oh, ESPN did a mock draft today. All right, let's just glance over this real quick. ESPN did a mock draft. Oh my God, hold on. I gotta sign into this stupid ass shit. Can I read this in reader mode? Does it work like that? Nope. My bad, ESPN Plus. Damn, Duke went on a big run the moment that Cooper Flagg got hurt. I'm just noticing, man. I'm just noticing. Cooper Flagg. Let's just see. Who has the Mavs? Dylan Harper looks so fucking good. Dylan Harper, just from the highlights that we've seen, and trust me, folks, it's been 3 minutes of him. Looks like a dog. Was Flagg toxic all this time? Oh, that's actually... In order for Cooper Flagg to drop in the draft, potentially the Mavericks at 13, we have to go on a big-time push here, folks. Big-time push. Big-time push. Hey, I'm just noticing Cooper Flagg went out with an injury and his team went on a big run in a tournament game. I'm just saying, man. You know, I'm just saying. Maybe he's not as good as people thought. And he doesn't have the impact like that. Not to mention he has a severe crack addiction. I would never report on something like that because I don't know. But I've heard people say it. That's the funniest one right there. I wouldn't report on it, but I have heard it. I have heard people say it. NBA needs to ditch the three-point line. Too many bricks by Curry Wallabies. Who do they have the Mavs getting? That's all I care about. Nolan Traore, the Frenchman. 49% true shooting. After a difficult start to the season, Traore has been on an upswing over the past 2 months, notching impressive wins against high-level opponents while showcasing his outstanding speed, shot creation, and passing prowess. The 18-year-old has taken some lumps in an outsized role, struggling with perimeter shooting, decision-making, and physicality on both of them, but he seems to be playing his best basketball lately. He still has his team positioned to make the playoffs, providing another 2+ months of opportunity. That's cool and all. That's okay. That's fine. What shoes does he wear? What shoes are those? Those are not Kobe's. I don't know, man. Lively. He's got the lively ones on. Oh, no, I don't want to fucking download this picture. Great. Now that's saved onto my. Why now I have two of them saved onto my computer. AI says LeBron's. Those are not LeBron's. In the aftermath of trading Luka Doncic and losing Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis to injuries, the Mavs are trying to hold on to a spot in the play-in tournament, with BPI giving them a 12% chance of making the playoffs. Okay, they got the Mavs 10% chance to make playoffs. Oh, but I guess that's... I guess that's winning 2 play-in games, right? Come on, Phoenix. You guys can do it, man. I believe in you. What's our play-in percentage? 65%? Wait, how is our play-in percentage higher than the Timberwolves? Oh, okay. I get what they're saying. What's the Suns play-in percentage? 34? Man, fuck you. Fuck you. The Mavs don't control their first-round picks from 2027 to 2030, so they must draft wisely this year and next. With Irving probably out for much of next season, the backcourt might be the first place to start. Traore is one of draft's youngest prospects and possesses significant talent with the ball in his hands, with plenty of room to grow long-term. Okay, all right, I could talk myself into it. I think. I could talk myself into it. Oh, my Lord, man. That Cooper Flag injury really does look bad. Last lengthy French point guard was Frank. You're forgetting someone. He's still in the league right now. Oh, wait, Cooper Flag's on the bench. You're missing someone. He's back in the league. Killian Hayes. People forget about Frank. Oh, man. All right. That's it today. That's it for a great week of slightly early streams. There'll be no slightly early tomorrow. Today, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Bleacher Report. I'll tweet out the link. We'll talk about some Mavs stuff. Maybe I'll do like a little precursory look at guards, backcourt players who could potentially be available in the offseason. Because, I mean, at this point, is Colin Sexton on your list? Yeah, he'd probably be on the list. Do a deep dive into Shea's aura. I'm sure the Mavs fans over on Bleacher Report Mavericks page would love that one. Make sure they're Nike guys. Oh, that would be kind of a funny little bit. I might do that. All right. If you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I love you. All right, skies at night. Skies at night. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Red skies at night, red skies at night. Red sky, red, red. I wish you hadn't blocked me. Paul, you never get blocked, brother. You're a staple. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you all for tuning in, all of the OGs. You guys know I love you very much. It's been your Thursday morning anywhere in the world. Do you decide to spend here? New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations to members, you guys never have to do that, but it helps you out tremendously. It makes you feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a safe weekend. We'll be live on this channel again on Monday morning. We'll have a good amount to talk about, I'm sure. And, we can fill out brackets. I mean, it's that time of the year, folks. It's that time of the year. Be live on Bleach Report later today. Have a great day. Stay safe as always. Love you all. Chat with you all later. Bye.